Welcome back to Purified the Podcast, a space for entrepreneurs that's trying to figure it out. I'm your host, Mia, and this guest that I have here today, I actually met when I was on a panel at a vision board party, and she's just so beautiful in the
Thank
spirit.
you.
Okay?
Thank you.
But tell us your name, your age, and where you're from.
My name is CHANELDORE. The door stands for dream big, overcome anything, release negativity, and evolve. I am from Mobile, Alabama. You know, a little country girl. And I am 28 years old.
It's so funny because you from Alabama and country. But I'm from Houston and I just think I'm so country.
Y'all country too, but I think we just got like a little stronger accent. You get what I'm saying? But Houston is definitely country. I feel like y'all, it's still, everything down south is country as hell. Come on now. Like, it's country.
Yeah. Okay, so I know we don't know each other well. But just to kind of explain a little bit. So, how I got here to this podcast is simply because I had an encounter with God, and I start sharing my journey online, which is how I end up getting my platform. And I was moving from place to place in Tulsa and Georgia.
Okay.
And then, so I started podcasting, just basically telling like how I got here, like
your story.
My story basically. And then when I came back to my hometown, I was struggling with basically just accepting the fact that I know God now. Didn't know Him at first.
Okay.
And I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Like, how do I merge the two? So
with being an entrepreneur, one thing that I will always say is God has to be your business partner.
Right.
Because God gave you that vision.
Yeah.
And without God, our visions won't even come to pass.
Right.
So yeah, you need God being an entrepreneur to get hard.
I mean, I didn't have him at first, but then I learned him without the like. So when I was moving from place to place, you know, people was in my comments saying like you lazy and you.
The internet is so cruel.
It is. But I'm like, you don't know me for real, because I always been a work. But I had to learn how to depend on God.
And God will take you through seasons where you can't depend on no like man, like human in human form. You got to go strictly to God. And when you have that encounter, it wake up a beast.
Right.
Yeah.
But okay, so because that's how I started the podcast, I ask everybody, what is your relationship with God? And what is your background as far as like church and God goes?
So, I have a very strong relationship with God. Now, my upbringing, I always knew about God. I didn't grow up in a church. So, my grandma, she'll try to take me to church growing up, and then my godmom too. But you know, like growing up, it was boring. Yeah. Especially because I don't feel like as a kid you really go through anything to understand what's really going on. So I always understood like God and everything like that. But I will say is I've always struggled with the basics of like the religion. Yeah. So it's just like it's so many different religions, but it's how I look at it. It's only one God. Yeah. You know? So it just I always had questions about that. But it wasn't until I went through my own encounter with God till I learned God on a deeper level, as far as like I didn't want to go by what my grandma told me, my godmama told me, what the church could tell me, what nobody on this earth could tell me. I had to go through things to experience God myself. Right. I used to be mean. Like, I just used to be mean. I can't lie. That's the plainest, simplest way I can say it. Like, your shirt ugly. I don't like your shirt. And I said what I said. Like, I didn't care. Like, my mouth was just... I was mean, but I was also sweet, too. So, I was like a sour patch. But you will only see the sweet side if you know me. Yeah. But everybody else get this, like, standoffish side. Yeah. So I feel like I used to do all this stuff, and I used to fight a lot. My mouth used to be reckless, like bad. I can cut you deep with my words. Yeah. It was a point in time I used to do all of these things, and I was around like 19. I was around like 19. And I was working at a job that I hated. I knew I was going to college, but I knew college was not for me. I had gained like a lot of weight. I was like, I remember my weight. I was 196. I had never in my life been like, I'm like, girl, you close to 200 pounds. Like, what's going on? I was not happy with my outer appearance. I was not happy with my inner appearance neither, because I felt so ugly and dark inside, but I knew something had to change. And one day I was walking in the house and my knees just gave from up under me. And I just fell to my legs just gave from up under me, and I fell to my knees. And I just broke down, and I was crying like bad. And I was asking God, I'm like, you got to show me you now. I'm here now. Like, you done brought me to my knees. You done brought me down. Like, you done knocked me all the way down. So I don't have no choice but to look up at you and beg and ask you to help me get up out of this. And at the time I was in a relationship, I had been with my ex for like so long, and probably I think later on that night he had came home from work because we were staying together, and he was like, something wrong. But I had been walking around like with a smile on my face like the whole time. And I had just broke down to him, and I was just crying. And I was like, it's time for a change. And he was like, what you want to do? So we started going to the gym. I started losing my weight. I kind of deleted like all social media. Um, I just started getting more. I won't even say, I didn't even go, honestly, truthfully, I didn't even go to the Bible. I just got to talking to God, like talking to God. And I ended up I ended up talking to God more and getting a journal. Yeah. So I was just journaling. I was reading books. My very first book that I read was like Steve Harvey Jump. And in that book, he talked about how he was homeless, sleeping in his car. And it just motivated me, because I'm like, if he can do it, I can do it. But I feel like God had to like bring me all the way down. Then I started just my journey of being an entrepreneur in that season of God bringing me down. But I feel like God had to bring me all the way down in order to build me all the way up. So that's how I just really know like God real. It wasn't none that my mama could tell me, my godmama could tell me, my grandma could tell me. It was nothing that nobody could tell me. I had to encounter God on my own. And once I did that, it's just like, nah, that's my dog. Like, I'm talking to God more than anything. Like, I'm locked in with him, because I always know, no matter what I'm going through, good or hard, because I don't want to necessarily say bad, but good or hard, I know that I can get through it and overcome it. So I love God. Yeah. Like, I love God, because it's just like we like this. Like, yeah, you got me and I got you. Like, so I know with God, anything is possible. Yeah. Like, anything. But yeah,
That's funny because, well, first of all, I was gonna ask you to tell us how was your encounter with God, but you went right into
yes,
it.
because it's like, oh, let's talk about it.
Yeah. But okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and respond to that. I just think it's so funny listening to everybody's story because really all of our stories be so similar for real. Like, God is just so strategic.
Yes.
Because first time I came to God, I was on my knees, like, God, show me the way,
Yes,
or I
please.
don't think I want to do this no more,
That
because
part.
I don't know what else to do.
I don't know what to do. And when you come, that's one of the things too. I came from a praying family as well. Like, my grandma pray us down, pray us down, and I kind of went through two seasons, honestly, because it was recently. My grandma died in 2022. She died 4 days after my birthday. And it was just, I remember being so mad at God.
Yeah.
I was mad. Because I'm like, they say God can do anything. And you mean to tell me you gonna take my grandma from me? Yeah. Like, You took her, and I'm just begging for her back. Like, I was on my knees. Like, I was on my knees asking God, like, please bring her back. Like, if you can do anything in this word, can you please bring her back? And it was so hard because I felt them prayers. Like, I was like, I used to feel like it's me, God, and my grandma. Yeah. Not just me and you, God. And then after that, it was like I went through so much. That happened. I was mad at God for that. I'm like, okay, like, damn. And it was how like my whole family got to see her kind of off. Like they kind of told us like she's not gonna make it through this weekend. I was in Miami for my birthday, missed my flight. I was at the gate. I still to this day cannot tell you how I missed my flight. I remember getting in that Uber, going back to the hotel because I was by myself because my god sister had left that day. I was by myself, and as I got in that car, God said, "She's not gonna be there when you get there tomorrow." And like I just I heard it clear as day, and I just had to suck it up. I'm like, okay. So I tried to go to sleep. Um, I had to go to sleep on the phone with somebody, and that night I had a dream about my grandma, and she was talking to me about forgiveness, cause something had happened with my cousin. I was mad at my cousin, and she's like, "Forgive them." And then she woke like I woke up to the cousin that she was telling me to forgive, calling my phone, and all I could remember was like telling my cousin like, "Don't tell me that. Don't tell me." Like, cause anybody know don't call my phone this early. So I already knew something was wrong. And by the time I got back home, she had already passed. My mom ended up seeing her take her last breath. It was just like hard. But then my mind you, I've never encountered like death in my life. Like nobody close to me has ever just passed. Since I was 6, my granddaddy died when I was 6. Like I was 6. I don't know. You get? I don't know. I just know that I'm not gonna see him no more. That's it. A month later, my uncle died. I'm still stuck at my grandma though. Yeah. 4 months after that, I had a friend die. 2 weeks after him, my godmama died. So I'm going through all of this, and I'm mad because I'm like, God, you know I'm stuck at my grandma. Yeah. I didn't cry for them, but I didn't process this. I'm finally again. I'm building myself back up. I had a friend. His name was Chad. When my grandma and my godmama died, I shut down my business for a month. I wouldn't allow nobody to see me. I went. I was shut down my business for a month. I went home because I needed to be around family. But I checked in the hotel for like 3 days because it was just a lot. And I wouldn't let nobody see me. The only person that I let see me was Chad. Mm-hmm. And he came to that hotel and slept in another room just to be in my presence to make sure I was good. A couple months after that, he died. So I'm pissed. Like, I'm pissed. You get what I'm like? Oh my God. You breaking me down. I think you was about to say yes. That. Like, and imagine never have like you haven't encountered death like that. Yeah. It's 5 people. 5 people I love. 5 people that meant something to me. But the most important, like, Chad hurt me to my core. It was like my grandma, that shit hurt me deep. Like, it ain't no repairing that. I just cried 2 days about her in the middle of the bed at 2 a.m. in the morning. It ain't I never be okay with that. My godmama, then Chad, I was mad because with my grandma, I knew them prayers was there. I knew I was getting prayed for even if I didn't have breath in my body to pray for myself or the words I just knew I'm covered. Like, God, I'm good. Like, I'm covered. My God, when my grandma left, I'm like, okay, I still got one of my praying warriors. You took her from me too. Like, and then you took Chad from me. And Chad was there to comfort me and help me and try to help rebuild me in that season. Now he gone. And I was mad. Because I feel like you heard me. Like, what more can I take? I'm trying to build myself up, but in reality, I feel like you kind of knocking me down. But he wasn't knocking me down. He was building me up and training me for certain things, because like now it's nothing that I feel like that I can't get through in life. And I had to understand too, if you want to be real and the harsh reality, you live or die. Right. So you gonna sit up here and be mad at me about something you know that's gonna happen? Right. So those were my two encounters, like with God, to make me see God on a whole different level. Like, yeah, it was deep, but yeah, that was it.
Wild.
Mhm.
Well, okay, so to take it back to how you grew up, you
Mhm.
said, like your aunt and them made you go to
My
church.
my grandma and my godmama made me go to church. My mama didn't enforce it. Once it was time for me to just say I don't want to go to church no more, my mama was like, okay, you ain't gotta go.
Okay, but what kind of church did you grow up in?
A Baptist church.
Baptist. It's usually always Baptist.
Yeah, of course.
And you said that you struggled with the religion part. Was it ever? What was it specifically about the religion that you felt like you struggled with?
Honestly, it it makes me wonder, because I've always said, honestly, um, it's so many. It's crazy because I never talk about this out loud, like to nobody. It's just in my head. Um, it made me wonder how are all. It's so many different religions. So is this religion that I'm growing up, that I am told to believe in? Is this the right thing? Yeah. But then when I look at everything and everybody religion, everybody believe in God. Yeah. And I've had my own encounter with God, so I know God real. Yeah. So it always just made me. It was the religion part of, I gotta believe this because you believe it. But who made you believe it? Then who made you believe it? Then how you grew up? Okay, so I just gotta go based off your belief. Yeah. And if I look into any other religion, I'm wrong. But how am I wrong? Because this person got another religion. This person got another religion. I don't know. Yeah. But then I know God real. So it was just those type of questions to me. And I never really got answers. Nobody really broke it down to me. Nobody really like answered those questions for me. So it was just like, that was it. Yeah. So that, like,
I mean, but I 100% understand that, because when I think that I was pregnant with my son. Me and his daddy was having a conversation basically about how he was gonna grow up. Like, yeah, we wasn't gonna choose for him because we felt like we just believing in this because somebody told us. Yes. So I did feel like that at one point in my life too. But the funny thing is, I didn't. I say it all the time. I don't need both of my hands to tell you how many times I went to church. My mama took us to church, like when I was younger. But and nobody ever prayed around me, nothing like that. Really? I just knew to pray in Jesus' name. That's it. But the funny part is that when I had an encounter with God, I knew that this was Jesus. Like, I prayed in Jesus' name, but like, cause I've heard somebody ask, like, well, how do you know, um, like, how do you know it's Jesus? How do you know it's not Buddha or something like that? I know for a fact, yeah, it ain't Buddha.
Yeah, and I get that.
I never talked to no other God. I never prayed to no other kind of way other than in Jesus' name. Amen. So it's got to be this one. Yes, of the Bible. Yes. And then when I open the Bible, I start hearing more. Like,
and one thing that I will say is, now, like at my age, I read my Bible. Yeah. Like I read, and that's how I say, like, an encounter with God too. Like when my grandma passed, that's when I ordered my Bible. And I was like, it's time. Yeah. It's time. Like, I started going to church. I was going to a Baptist church over in the Third Ward, a great church. but I just moved so far out, so I haven't been, going to church. But no, like that's real life because I feel like the Bible is a handbook to life, and it helps you and guides you through certain aspects and certain challenges that you're gonna have to face in life. So I feel what you're saying. Like when you say like in Jesus' name, amen, I don't know nothing about this. I said in Jesus' name, and that's who has came to me. That's who presented himself to me. So these are my beliefs. Like I feel that. I definitely feel that.
Okay. One more thing about this, because I remembered me feeling like I just believe in this because y'all
Yeah.
told me. But when I start reading the Bible and I start seeing how, like in Exodus and like Deuteronomy, I think it was Moses telling like the Israelites, you or maybe God telling the Israelites something. I don't know, child.
Yeah.
But he was like, you're gonna tell your children and your children's children. And it's like, wait a minute, like, is this how it came about? Like, that's why we all know about this one specific God. We may not know exactly where it came from, but it started way back.
It started way back. It did.
Israelites.
It did.
Like,
And it's just like it the simplest way to say it is the proof is in the pudding.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
That's it. Like that's really what it is. Yeah. So yes, I feel like everybody has their own encounter. Everybody has their own to all religions. But I feel like when you narrow it down, everybody believe in God.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that we can agree on. Like everybody believe in God. So I feel like if you know it's a God, we good. Yeah. We good. Like we really good. Cause you believe in God and you understand what God has done for us. So yeah.
Okay, so business wise, I'm gonna go. Or actually, before I go there, is there anything like I know you talked about the debts in your family. This was how old were you at that time?
25. I had just turned 25.
25. Is there anything like any kind of trauma or anything that you experienced like as a child growing up that you had to face as an adult to like
No, I really wouldn't say. No. I'm trying to think deep into it. No. I didn't grow up in a two-parent household, but my dad was always in my life. Like always. Um Great mother. My mom, that's my dog. Like,
and you said you were basically like the only child.
yeah, I'm the only child. So I'm the only child on my mom's side. But my mom kind of showed me like tough love. Like she showed me love, but she showed me tough love. But I appreciate it so much now because I realized like she gave me that balance. Yeah. So with my dad, anything that I said went. With my mom, no, she's showing me like real fundamentals of life. Like this, what you gonna need to navigate through this life. Like your daddy, he fucking you up in the sense, but I'm over here showing you real life stuff. So no, I really didn't have any traumas growing up with as a child, and then I'm from a close knit family. My grandmother, she has 8 kids, so she got 2 sets of twins, and then everybody else. But my mom is a twin, so I grew up. I know, right? I have kids, girl. Probably like when I'm like 32, 33. I'm giving it some years from now, but. Yes, I don't have no choice. That used to be my biggest fear. Like in my last relationship, his dad was a triplet, and my mom was a twin.
Oh my goodness!
And I was like, oh no, and his mama was a twin. So his mama was a twin, his dad was a triplet, and my mom was. I was so glad that when I was like, oh, I don't have to have all these motherfuckers. So, but I feel like I'm gonna have twins. I do feel like I'm gonna have twins because my aunt, none of her kids have twins. Wow. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have twins.
That's too funny.
Yeah, that's why I think I'm afraid to have kids. Cause going from 0 to 2, God, what is you doing?
Yeah,
I was just playing. Like, you want to give me two? So, yeah.
Just, it's funny that you said that, going from 0 to 2, because
that's wild.
It's this girl I went to school with. Mm-hmm. I've been seeing her post that she just had triplets, literally 0 to 3. 0 to 3. How?
You ain't even give me. You ain't even prepare me.
You ain't even let me prepare with one first. Yeah, that's wild.
I don't even have no word. I know she done. And then you got to think about it. You had to push 3 times. Yeah. I'm praying for your sister. Like.
Okay, so I know you said when you were 19, mm-hmm. you were working a job that you didn't want.
Oh, hate it.
So what all do you do now? Is it just because I know you have jewelry
full time?
And okay, mm-hmm. but that's it right
yes,
now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how did you transition from working a job that you didn't want to work to now doing selling jewelry?
Oh yeah. But God, really, honestly, I remember talking to God, and I told God, I'm like, if you deliver me from this job, I promise you.
This was at 19?
How I am. Let me pull out my calculator. Because I'm 28 right now. I'm 28. What this is? I'm like 28. So I was at this time. So I worked at this job for like years. So I was 22. Okay. I was 22. Yes. Yeah, I was 22. Cause I got fired in 2019. I got fired 2019. So, I was praying to God. I told God, I was like, if you remove me from this job, I promise you, I won't go clock back in at nobody else's job. I promise you.
I know you lying right
I'm
now.
really not.
I've had too many similarities in this story already, but
for real,
I cannot believe my ears right now.
Yes, I told him I was not going back to nobody's job.
Chanel,
I'm so serious.
I'm telling you, my prayer was almost exactly the same.
God is real. That's what I'm telling. Like, God is OG big dog status. Like, I'm don't, because I don't know if everybody believe, but you gotta believe in God. Like, God is so important. I told him, I was just like, if you deliver me from this job, I would never go back to a job. I'm gonna tell you how deep it was. I I told God, because at this time, let me break it down. I told God this, but at this time, I had convinced my manager to let me get Saturdays off. I started off selling a necklace that was $10. It's called the Originator necklace. It's an initial necklace. It was gold, and I used to wear this necklace all the time. And everybody used to ask me like, "Where you get this necklace from?" And I everybody used to ask me like, "Where I get this necklace from?" And I'm like, I'm finna start selling this necklace. Because I done had this necklace on 6 months and I done showered in it, took a bath, everything. And this necklace do not turn.
Oh, wow.
Like.
And you said $10.
$10. I was selling it for $10.
Wow.
Mind you, before then, I used to get these it was like a little bar necklace from Michael's. And I used to be at home like hammering, making nameplate necklaces. So I just used to be selling that just because, like, I've always been kind of pretty much very crafty. Like, I used to cut up jeans. Girl, I go to the flea market, sell my jeans. So it was like the entrepreneur has always been in me, honestly. Because even as a kid, when people used to come over our house, I'd be like, I'll polish your toes for $5. Yeah. So the entrepreneur was always in me, but I just didn't. I don't know what it's called growing up because I've never seen an entrepreneur, and there's no entrepreneurs in my family. All I know is work, you go to college, you need a 401k, you need some to bring you in some money. Yeah. That's all I knew. So when I asked God to like deliver me from this, I started, like I said, I convinced my manager to allow me to get off every Saturday. So I started going to the flea market selling my jewelry. So at this time, I'm working, but I'm selling my jewelry too. So I'm like, okay, bet. And it's so many layers to my story. Because it's like it's all over the place, but it's all gonna come together. I used to sell wing plates too. So I'm knowing at this time I had wanted a food truck. But I'm like, I don't really want to just be working as hard. So I transitioned over to, like I said, the necklace. So convinced my manager. I started going down on the weekends. I was making like $400-$500 one day. One day. Mind you, I'm working at Lowe's. I'm working probably like 6 to 11 sometimes, 5 to 9, 5 to 10. Sometimes I have long shifts from 11 to 7, but none of my checks were ever. I'm gonna just say this: the biggest check I ever had from Lowe's was $868. That was the biggest check, and that's every 2 weeks. So you add that up, divide that up, however you want to. Yeah. That ain't no money. Yeah. You mean to tell me I just went to the flea market and made $500? Okay, bet. So everybody started saying like, man, I work on Saturdays. I'm off Sundays. I started calling off on Sundays. But the agreement was like you got to come to work every Sunday, but I'm gonna give you Saturdays off because Sundays used to be busier than Saturdays. So I used to be the opener. Yeah. I didn't give a damn. Yeah. Because if you fire me today, you're gonna have me replaced by tomorrow. Yeah. You better cover this shift. That was yes. One thing that I used to tell them, if I have a video on my phone and I'm gonna show you. I'm telling my manager I hate this place. I can't wait till I get up out of here. I used to stay telling them that like this is I never forget. I got sent home for singing I hate this job. My mom said since you had it so bad, clock. I said thank you. And when I clocked out, I made $800 that one day that I clocked out. I promise you. So I'm like over here. I'm just like, God, you gotta do it for me. And I used to always tell them like this is nothing but a stepping stone for me. But my daddy used to always tell me, you know, you got to make sure you have a 401k and all these things. But I used to always tell my dad, like, Daddy, this is a stepping stone. Like, I had this mindset when I was in Lowe's. I used to tell them, like, I have a lady, her name Miss Suzanne. She my friend on Facebook. She still right up under my post. She wrote up under my post yesterday. She was like, I love to see your journey. She was like, cause I remember you telling me your dreams. I remember you telling me you wanted a food truck. Like, I always had the ambition. I didn't know what I was gonna do, but I knew that I was gonna do something that wasn't clocking in. So I told God, I'm seeing how my money picking up. I'm seeing how everything, going. I'm like, God, let me save $10,000, and I promise you, I'll leave. I'm like, I'll leave. Our plans don't never go as God's plan. You know that. Like, if you know, you know. It was a Wednesday. It was October the 17th, 2019. I got fired. But let me tell you something. Before I went to work, I had a dream. Like, the night before, I had a dream. In my dream, I had a dream I was getting fired. God presented me the people who was going to be at work down to the person who was going to fire me. Wow. So when I walked in, I already knew that I was getting fired. I knew it. I knew it. But I ain't have my $10,000 saved up yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what are you doing? And in this time, it's October, November, December. In this time, my relationship rocky. I'm knowing that it's coming to an end. But I done been with this person 7 years. So we've been together since teenage. We really grew up together. Like, still to this day though, that's my dog. But I'm knowing it's coming to an end. So I'm knowing now I'm about to be able to, I'm about to, because I can't go back to my mama's house. I ain't gonna say I can't, because her doors will always open. But I'm going forward. Yeah. I'm not going back nothing. I'm not finna do a reset. Right. I did the reset before. Now it's all gas. So I asked God to allow me to save up this money because I'm like, this relationship finna end. So I need some money to save up. And I'm telling you I'm not going back to work. So I need a plan. When I walked in, his name was Bobby. He called me to the back. I did not like him. Don't. Yeah. I did not like him. He called me to the back. I already knew. But mind you, let me pause. Mind you, y'all, I used to cry every single day. My two songs was Mary Mary, Can't Give Up Now, and Tasha Cobb's Fill Me Up Till I Overflow. I used to listen to those two songs every day on my lunch break and on my way to work and from work to work. I was like, God, I know you ain't finna make me miserable. And I can't go to no other job because I'm miserable. Any environment that you place me in that I gotta clock in at, God, no, I'm gonna be miserable. Don't do me like this, God. But I know college not for me. Cause I'm still, even if I go to college, I still gotta clock in. Yeah. God, don't do me like this. I'm crying. I used to be on. I don't give a fuck. I used to be on the bathroom floor at that job, crying. Like, why is you on this nasty floor? Balled up, bald. Oh, it's this lady named Miss Louise. She used to come in there and pray for me. She used to pray me up off that ground. Like, she used to pray me off that ground. And I used to be like, Miss Louise, this ain't my life. This is not my life. Like, this is not my life. And man, Bobby called me to that back. And I made myself, I used to be late on purpose. Because my dad always told me to, he always said never leave a job on bad terms because you don't want to get fired and that's on your record and all this. But I was like, Daddy, you don't understand. But okay. I never want to disappoint my parents, you know? So I listened to him in a sense. But somebody else advice ain't always good for you. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't live the life that I desire to live. So you are only telling me based off what, if I was in the working class and I wanted to continue to work and not branch off, you're absolutely right. But I gotta go. So I had to set it up so I can get fired. That man called me to the back. His words was, it's been good having you here due to your tardiness and your call-ins and your records, because they put us on a point system. So I knew once they put me on a point, they wouldn't fire me at first. Because I was cool with my other manager. I'd be late. He don't say nothing. Y'all ain't got to, like, they ain't you say nothing to me. So I'm like, I got to go. I ended up, he ended up telling me, like, due to the point system and everything, we got to let you go. I looked him dead in his face. I shook his hand. Because he thought I was going to cuss him out because he knew that I ain't like him and my mouth used to be reckless. I ain't going to lie. And I had already said, since God had already presented it to me that I was finna get fired, I was going to go in there and quit and cuss everybody out that I wanted to cuss out. Like, that was the plan. I was finna cuss Susie out. I was finna cuss Tommy out. Didn't like them. They gave me a hard time at that job. So I'm like, I'm finna cuss them out. God, like, no. I promise you, when I heard those words, I shook his hand. I said, he was like, you got to get off the premises immediately. Because he thought I was going, I used to, my mouth used to be reckless. So he thinking I'm finna cause hell. I looked at him, I was like, please. I shook his hand, I was like, thank you. This is my exact words. I said, thank you. You don't know what you just did for me.
Wow.
And I was like, but before I go, he was like, because I had turned my vest, I said, here you go, baby. But before I go, let me go hug everybody that I want to hug and tell. I was going through that, Miss Suzanne. I was walking up to her. I hugged her. I said, Miss Suzanne, I just got fired. She like, good. I'm proud of you, baby. Go chase your dream. I walked out those double doors. Like, I remember like it was just there. I had my phone in my hand. And I walked out those doors. I ain't had number faith. I'm like, I had my phone in my hand. I got on Facebook. I'm like, I just got fired. Thank you, God. Everybody up under that laughing. They're like, girl, what? I'm thinking you just finna say you just got the job. I'm like, watch God wake this beast up.
Yeah.
October by September. Oh, let me. I ain't even about to go to September next year. That following year. That Friday.
The Friday
I got
after
Friday
you
on
got fired.
Wednesday.
Okay.
That Friday I end up dropping a new product on my website. I made $10,000. I was like, it's up.
Goodness.
Like, it's up. Like,
that's wild.
It was like God was just like, have faith in me.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I'm like, forget this. Like, I got it now.
Yeah.
But God was like, I got one more task for you. I'm like, okay, what you want me to do? He was like, I know you say you weren't gonna clock in no more, but I need you to go be a substitute teacher. I was like, okay, I can do that. So I ended up being a substitute teacher at the high school that I graduated from. And of course, I used to help them do their work and stuff. But my purpose there was I used to get them to write out what they wanted to do, like dreaming wise, once they grew up. And I used to explain it to them on the certain steps that they have to take. And I also showed them, like, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm making money. I don't have to be here. Yeah. I'm making the money. And then, like, Mobile is small. Mm-hmm. So the kids used to call me Chanel Douglas from Facebook because I was already in the city. Like, my city supports me down to the ground. Like, I love my city. Like, I love Mobile. I love Mobile. I wouldn't want to be from no other place because Mobile supports me, and they have been supporting me since day one.
I need to go to Mobile.
Yes, they support. They support. One thing about it, you just got to have that good energy. You got to put out what you want, and I feel like it just come back to me. Yeah. So the kids already pretty much knew me because they see me on Facebook and my pictures getting shared and all that. So they like, girl, you Chanel Douglas from Facebook. I be like, baby, call me Miss Douglas. So they had already knew. So I'm like, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm doing this. They already knowing because I started getting billboards in the city. So I'm doing my thing. I just used to get them to write out like their dreams and their goals. And I did that for a couple months. And I got fired October. December, my relationship ended. So now I'm full-time helping pay bills by myself. I'm doing substitute teaching. Substitute teaching wasn't paying them like $300. I wasn't getting paid nothing, but I enjoyed doing it. From that, do you know how many students write me? It was one girl. She was like, you made me change my whole attitude. Because she like got smart with me one day in the class. I'm like, baby, look, I'm a substitute teacher. I'm not the one. Like, I'm like, these same desk y'all used to sit in. I'm like, I was just here a couple years ago. That attitude that you got, I had, baby. That ain't cute. That ain't gonna get you nowhere. That girl wrote me and was like, you changed my life. I was like, God, this is why you put me here. It's two students that I know, they entrepreneurs now. They sell jewelry. Yeah. I love that. Like, I love to see that. I'm like, God, you put me. It's a girl, her name Ty. Her name Funny Ty. She goes viral on like TikTok a lot and on Facebook. You believed in yourself. And I feel like God planted me there for them to believe in themselves because we was in the hood. You feel me? So it's just like if you see somebody, a product of your environment that you come from, that's beating the odds and being something in life, that's gonna make you and challenge you to say, okay, if she can, I can. Yeah. So I feel like God put me there for a reason. I just been off topic. I've been all over the place, but yes, that was pretty much how I kind of got into getting let go from a job and just taking it full time. And then once I stopped substitute teaching, I just went full time all the way in my business, and it's just been up ever since. And after then, I ended up moving here.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So first of all, you're just so funny. Like, but in the beginning, you said, first of all, in the beginning, you said that you prayed this prayer, God, if you let me leave, if you let me make $10,000, I won't clock in nowhere no more. Mm-hmm. So it's just so funny. I was so shocked because I had got fired. Well, it's a long story, but I had got fired from my job. Mm-hmm. And I told God after I lost that job, I said, God, I don't care how hard it get. Mm-hmm. I'm not working for nobody ever again. Mm-hmm. And some people don't understand, but I'm like, I can't go back on that prayer. Mm-hmm. So all of the things all of the things that I have done, all of the struggling and everything that I have encountered, is literally because I believe that God can do it for me this way. He's going to do it every time. And everybody don't understand that. Yeah. And they won't understand that because it's not for them to understand. It's for you to understand. And for you to get, as long as you have faith,
That's all you need.
Yeah.
I don't have to explain to you why I'm going through what I'm going through. It's a promise that I made to God.
Yeah.
Because, like, even when my business gets slow, because it does sometimes, I have my ups, I have my downs. I remember somebody told me, they were like, you need to go get your adjuster license to be an adjuster. I said, no. And they making money. They be making bank sometimes. I'm like, no, because I made a promise to God. Why would I break a promise to man before I break a promise to God.
Yeah.
And he done delivered me. So it ain't the money that I'm chasing.
It ain't the money. It ain't the money.
Because the money gonna come.
The
money is gonna come.
It ain't the money.
It ain't the money.
Man.
It's the obedience.
Yes.
The having faith. The knowing that God gonna provide. God make a way out of no way.
Yes.
So why am I chasing the bag? You never supposed to chase the bag.
Exactly.
Let's start there. I ain't chasing no bag.
I ain't chasing no bag. You be trying to get me to do stuff all the time. I'm like, look, I don't think you get it for real. Like, I'm not looking to tell people, oh, I made this much money, and I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to follow. Like, this is about purpose for me. Not feeling like turmoil or feeling something deep down inside of me because I know I'm not doing what's already in me. And that brings me back to what you said about you was like, it's always been in me because I always did all this different type of stuff. The same thing for me as a child. My auntie had a beauty shop. When I was a little girl, I used to go in there sweeping up the hair for the barbers and tell them, you gotta pay me. Give me $10.
Hello now.
Like,
not even knowing.
Not even knowing. It's always been in me. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing because it don't feel right if I don't. Like, but I just think it's funny because how many women was on the panel at the vision party?
2, 4. It was 5 of us.
Must have been 5
6.
and Bria.
Yeah,
right?
so Bria made 6.
So it was 6 women on the panel. I think I ended up following 3. One of them being Chanel. Chanel is the only one that I DM'd. The only one who I asked to be on the podcast.
Thank you.
But to hear so many similarities in the stories, it's like God never connects you with people for no reason. It's always for a reason. I don't know exactly what the reason is, but I know it's a reason just by listening to the story.
And I feel like God know that we both need to hear each other's story.
Yes.
Like, a lot. I'm taking a lot from this. Like, even down to what you had said about how when you questioning me about the religion part, and then you was like, well, I had this encounter. This what made me go to this and say, like, Jesus. And I needed to hear that. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm like, okay. Yeah. I understand. You get what I'm saying? You have to. God put you in certain rooms for a reason. Yeah. And I feel like we both needed this conversation. Because it's good. Yeah. It's good.
Okay, so you said that it's really just been up from there.
Yeah.
But what kind of, have you had any kind of struggles? Because you did say that sometimes business is slow. So have you had any kind of struggles since building a business?
Honestly, I feel like with being an entrepreneur, you're gonna always encounter struggles. Like, it's not gonna be smooth sailing. So when I be saying like it's over there, from here, it's like the good, the bad, and like me having to shut down my business for a month, with that being my only stream of income. Yeah. But this one advice that I will give, like, when you're an entrepreneur, think smart with your money. So I always saved. So I was thinking smart with my money. Sometimes when I have to go back to the vision board, it's hard because I'm doing everything all at one time. Like, I don't have a team right now. So one thing that's kind of hard and a challenge to me is thinking about the ways that I can build myself a team, because my office is a home-based office. So I have it set up, like decorated and stuff like that, but I'm working at the second bedroom in my house. Yeah. And I do that because I had an office space out here. I gave it up. I didn't like it. I didn't like getting out and having to travel. I like working like 2, 3 in the morning. Yeah. Like, while everybody sleep, I'm up working. While everybody sleep, I'm up packaging orders. So by the time it's time for me to wake up in the morning, every order that was made last night or after 5 p.m., I'm packaging up. It's already ready for the next day. And then by the time I wake up, I pick up the other orders and I ship them out. So it's pretty much like hard for me sometimes when I go through slow seasons, because I'm like, okay, what do I have to do to bring my customers in? Is it a new drop that I have to do? What's the latest trends?
Yeah.
It's more so of the only challenge is like a mind thing.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's a mind thing. Yeah, it's
For
just a
sure.
mind. Yeah, it's just a mind thing about what's next, and then sometimes you kind of panic a
Yeah.
little, and you be like, "Hold on, I ain't made no money in 2 days, or I just only made $50 a day,
Yeah.
or something like." But every day I be like, "Okay, you made $50 today, but you can make 100, 200, 300, 400, $500
Yeah.
tomorrow." So that's just like my only challenge with like being an entrepreneur. I don't really deal with rude customers like that, due to the fact of, even if you're rude, I'm not getting back rude with you. Lowe's prepared me for that. My last job prepared me for that. If I can be nice to their customers, and I always show them great customer service, because I want to keep my job. I want to keep your business regardless of it all. I know if I treat you kind, that you're going to come back to me. So I always treat my customers with grace. So even when that try to come, when ugly try to come, you can't be too ugly to me. Like, I had an incident, a customer tried to get smart with me because it was something that was delayed. It was beyond my control. My policy states that is no refunds. I was like, I'm not finna argue with you. I'm already stressed out, because I literally had to fulfill 400 orders by myself. I had to contact 75 people, and out of 75 people, one person gave me a hard time, because their orders were delayed. Like, my vendor forgot to send their packaging, and they were already waiting, because it was a customized necklace. Instead, they saw going off. I was like, okay, I'll send your money back. Sent them their money back. The necklace came in. It was a customized necklace. I still sent them their necklace.
Yeah.
And I wrote a note, and I was just like, I'm sorry for the delay, but I still want to send you your necklace, because it's nothing that I can do with it. It's a name necklace, But I appreciate your support. They emailed me talking about, I'm so sorry for being rude to you. I should have shown you more grace, but now you have a customer for life.
Yeah.
I don't, my hardships in my entrepreneur world really don't be hard, because I'm ready for whatever.
Yeah.
Like, when them folks say I'm ready for whatever when it comes to whatever comes along with this journey, because I rather deal with this than go clock back in at somebody's job.
Yeah.
So that's my mindset. So it's just like, when hard stuff come, I be like, damn, it's slow right now. What can I do?
Yeah.
But tomorrow, just today, I just may win again.
Yeah.
So it's just like, with entrepreneurship, you got to be the highs and the lows. But I learned too, working at my last job. We used to have a morning meeting every morning. They be like, well, our sales were low yesterday. We need to make sure we. So I'm realizing, like, in all the way around the world, some days everybody have slow days. But it's what you do with your slow days. So I'm not finna just sit around and cry about my slow days. I'm finna find a solution on what I can do tomorrow that can make my slow day be a faster day. So that's even if I gotta just do a quick little sale. Let me do a flash sale.
Yeah.
Buy one necklace, get one free. Buy one necklace, get one half off. Buy a necklace, get a free pair of earrings. I'm still making my money.
Yeah.
So it's just like finding different solutions. So the only hardship that's in my business is me making sure and preparing myself that I don't have to go back to nobody's job.
And then just like the actual life struggles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. Oh, that's what I will say. I'm glad you said that. That's what I will say. The only thing hard about being an entrepreneur is everything is all on you.
Yeah.
So when I was dealing with the death of my grandma and I couldn't get out of bed, that I wouldn't get out of bed, I was grateful. That's why you gotta have great people around you. As I stated before, if I didn't state it in here, I'm the only child, but I got a sister. Her name is Amber. That's my friend, but that's my sister. I used to be hearing my machine going off. She used to be in there packing my orders.
Aww.
And she was packing my orders when I couldn't. I couldn't. When you have to go through stuff, or when you sick, like recently, probably like a month ago, I had the pink eye. And I ain't just had, like, my pink eye was like, it hurted with lights.
Yeah.
So I'm in here trying to pack my orders with one eye, but it feel like somebody punched me in, like it hurted.
Yeah.
I'm sick, but I still gotta work. When you don't have a team, But even when you have a team, you still gotta show up for your team some type of way. So I feel like that's kind of the hard thing with me with entrepreneurship, because even when you don't feel like you have to, even when you sick, you have to, even when it's real life stuff, you have to. You just have to.
Yeah.
You have to. So that's like the only That's the only thing. That,
Yeah.
because when I couldn't get out of bed for my grandma, I was over there like, how am I about to do this? But I continue to have to push forward. So, like, that's the only hardship for real, for real.
Yeah. Before I really started, like, even getting into social media and stuff like that, I went through a very difficult heartbreak. And I was depressed. And that was after I lost a job. But my rent, I used to stay in Katy too.
Really?
Yeah, I used to stay in the house out there, but my rent was $1,900. So it was now all the bills on me. It's just me and my little son, and life did not stop for me.
No, life still
It
real.
didn't stop for me. The bills were still due on the same day, and it was so difficult. And I didn't even realize I was depressed until I was looking for anything to do. I didn't just. Because I used to do hair, I used to do makeup, I used to make wigs and stuff, but I wasn't doing it, and I knew I needed to put it out there, and it was going to take time before I made money doing it.
Yeah.
But the bills are due right now. So I had to figure something out. I started doing laundry. And organizing people's closets and stuff like that.
Now, that's hard.
Yes.
And the reason that I say that's hard, because you found the solution.
Yeah.
When it's in you, you going to... That stuff like that bring that dog out you.
Yeah.
I hate kind of going through them, but I love going through situations like that because it bring that dog out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It bring that
like
dog out.
Of course I don't want to have to struggle, but I would rather not be comfortable because I know that it helps me keep going. But
that's my motto though. I don't like to be comfortable.
Yeah.
I always like to be give me comfort. But I need to be uncomfortable because if I'm uncomfortable, you about to push me to the next level.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
You never get too comfortable.
Yeah. Well, so I was depressed during that time, and that was when I learned that life is not gonna stop for me. I was like in my house folding clothes, and I just out of nowhere just started crying, and that's when I was like, dang, like I think I'm depressed. Like this is what depression really is. Them bills still due. The world don't care about no heartbreak.
That's
why the world don't care about who gone. It does not care.
Girl, when my grandma had passed and I had to shut down my business for that month, customers thought I went on my A game still. They started trying to dispute charges, getting their money back. But their orders was already shipped. Like before I shut down my business, I made sure everything was everything. Like everything, and I made an announcement before I actually like just shut it down for that month. But I realized then life didn't stop. Even though I took a month off, I still didn't pick myself back up. I was still in a dark place. Like depression is very, very much so real because you'll be happy I ain't gonna even say necessarily happy. You'll just be smiling one minute, then next minute you really going through it. So I understand that 100%.
Yeah. So with you doing everything by yourself, do you feel like you ever get... Now, I know when we doing stuff like this, it's enjoyable. When you have your own stuff, you doing what you like to do. Like, it's actually fun doing those type of things.
It is.
But do you ever feel like you struggle with rest because your business is in your home?
Yes. I do. That was one reason of me moving it out of my home at first. But then I realized I kind of like it in.
Yeah. But
I know it's going to come a time that it has to be out because I'm like, instead of me laying on the couch and just chilling, I need this day to chill. I'm like, man, you could be in there doing some work. Get up. Go in your office. Now I'm in my office working when this really supposed to be my chill day.
Yeah.
So imagine working 7 days a week, no off days. Versus if your office is outside your house, you're not finna drive and go to your office because you're like, I need to chill. Like, I just need to chill. So it was hard. It's a challenge. It is because some days I supposed to be asleep. Like, I knew for a fact, like today, for example, I went to sleep at 4 a.m. because I was up working. And was up at 9 o'clock. Tired, sleepy, that I am.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I gotta work.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta work. So yes, it was definitely, it's definitely like hard.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, that's what I feel like. So I say this podcast is for entrepreneurs that's trying to figure it out. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. I realized this month and last month it must have been some kind of burnout that I was going through. Cause
I've been experiencing that lately.
Yeah, because I do the exact thing you do, staying up late and just always feeling like I gotta do something, and so when I got back to Houston, I went to my mama's house, and I'm still at my mama's house, which is very uncomfortable for me because I've always had my own everything.
Yes.
But it's a lot of people in that house, and even when I say I'ma lay down today, somebody need me to do something.
Yeah.
Somebody want me to do something.
You don't even get no quiet time.
Yeah. So I literally just went and got a suite that I only paid $200 for now. That's probably like 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
But I had to because
you need that peace and quiet.
I need that quiet.
And even if you
when
need
it
to go there and
comes,
take a nap.
Yes, exactly.
Like,
but even when it comes to like my quiet time with God, like it's like, bruh, like it's something always going on around here. People always walking in and out the door. Like I need some peace and quiet sometimes.
Yes. And it's that is very necessary.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I like staying up late. Because my world is quiet. I ain't got to worry about nothing.
Yeah.
I ain't got to worry about my phone ring. I ain't got to worry about hearing no cars outside. I ain't got to worry about hearing the birds chirp. I ain't got to hear nothing.
Yes.
And I'm just vibing. It's just me and God.
Yeah.
So I understand that. And I love that though, like that you said that you went and got your office space, because that's you making a way and you really figuring it out, because most people just sit there.
Yeah.
And you found the solution to your problem. Like, you can go to your office space anytime that you get ready to. So when I need to decompress, I gotta go to work out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good. Yeah. That's really good.
Thank you.
And I love though that even though that you going through what you going through right now, as far as like you saying that you're uncomfortable, you're embracing it because you already know this is just a part of your journey. This is not a forever thing. So as long as you keep that mindset, you're going to go so far. And you're going to look back at it, you're going to be like, man, y'all remember I had moved back to Houston. I had moved to my mama house. We were deep in there. And then like, we were deep in there. And then now look at me. I'm doing big things. Exactly. I own my house. I own this land. This mine right here. You see it? This mine right here. That's the best feeling ever, because it's certain things that we got to go through in life that build us for what's coming next. Yeah. And you're going to appreciate it a little bit more. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be like, I don't want to go back here. I can't go back. Yeah. I appreciate this a little bit more. Let me keep going now. Like, I got the hang of it. And I feel like with that, that's all God be wanting from us. Yeah. Just to know that we appreciate the small things that he do, the big things that he do. So I just be feeling like I love hearing people's journey. Yeah. But I love how transparent you are too, because now in today's world, everybody got to be out their mama house by a certain age. Yeah. Or don't nobody want to stay with their mama, or they are ashamed or embarrassed to stay. I stay. Baby, look, if I ever had to go to my mom's house, I'm preaching that I got a house to go to, because most people can't go to a house. Yeah. So I love when people tell their story, and their story is just like, it's an uncomfortable space, but it's somewhere that you still have comfort in, because I have this. I don't have to worry about this. This one less thing I got to worry about. But this is a part of your journey, and you know that you're going to go so much farther. It's just a stepping stone. Yeah, like, because you said earlier, you said I couldn't go back to my mama's house, and that's how I felt. But you also said that God's plans is not always like ours. So even though I felt like I can't go back to my mama's house because I've been out of my mama's house since I turned 18. Like, basically exactly what I'm saying. Like, it's too much going on. Yeah. But he still said, I'm going to put you right here. And I actually feel a relief, because I'm not paying $1,900 in rent. That's what I'm saying. And with me, I couldn't go back to my mama's house because I'm the only child. Yeah. If I go back, I'm comfortable. Yeah. I don't have no bills. It's not going to push me. Do you know how I started paying my phone bill? I had to ask my dad to stop paying my phone bill, because my dad was still paying my phone bill. Oh. You know how I started, like, getting my own oil change? I had to ask my dad to stop paying for my oil change. How I started paying for my own insurance, I had to ask my mama to stop paying my insurance. Dang. These are things, so I knew if I went back, I'm going to be comfortable.
Yeah.
I needed something that was going to give me a challenge because my mama always told me life ain't easy. She always told me that. So how she raised me, it gave me the proper tools to get through life. But she always let me know, like, her doors were always open to me.
Yeah.
But I knew for a fact that I could not go back because if I go back, I'm going to get comfortable.
Yeah.
You the only child. My mama don't bother me.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing that bothers me, my mama's house is the family house. So every Sunday, everybody at her house eating dinner.
Yeah.
And I want to get quiet.
Yeah.
I don't want y'all over here.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I should have my own house for that.
Yeah.
But it was just, I knew for a fact that I would be comfortable. Like, my mom and my dad, they always, I've always had a Toyota Camry. Those are my favorite cars. When I end up leaving my job, that's when I was about to say, like, how God really works. September, I end up telling my dad and them, I was like, I want a new car. And my dad was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I'm like, you don't have to buy me this new car. I'm about to get me a new car.
Yeah.
I got my own car. Before then, I had like 3-4 cars. Like, my dad had kept, every time I say I wanted a new Camry.
Yeah, he did it.
But I had to tell him to stop.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm so grateful that I am how I am, though, because most people will be so dependent on their parents to the point they don't know how to survive out here in this real world.
Yeah.
I had to cut ties. That's why I say I always move forward. Even when stuff get hard, even when stuff gets slow, I be like, okay, I got to just narrow down some stuff. I can't do this, or I need to do this. Or I got to put something on a credit card. I'm going to pay y'all. Yeah. Like, I got to do what I got to do to keep going forward because I can't turn back. Like, yeah. I can't because I know I can get comfortable there.
Yeah. And I feel that. Mm-hmm. I feel how being the only child can be. Because I have feared getting comfortable at my mama's house, but I don't think God is allowing me to get comfortable there. He's making sure I'm irritated so I can keep going. Mm-hmm. But I can see how that can be, especially with all that you said. I mean, if I'm in trouble, my mama come. Yeah. But I've never really been able to ask my mama and my daddy for money for stuff.
See, like, with my mom just did what she could. You get what I'm saying? Honestly, I don't come from money. So, my daddy really just took care of me financially. Mm-hmm. My mama gave me the things equipped to life to get through. Like, my mama made sure when no lights getting cut off. Yeah. I had a roof over my head. I was eating beans and weenies some night. Like, we made a way. Like, we in the hood, so we made a way out of no way. But my daddy was retired from the military. He was retired from, I told you my dad old as fuck, girl. Like, so he had different incomes coming in. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So he made sure that I got what I needed and some of what I wanted. So that's how that was. And it was just like, now, at this age, I ain't even going to say at this age. Now, with everything that I have on my plate, I can't call back home and ask for money. Yeah. I wish that I can. Yeah. Like, I wish. That's why I take, like, my life right now so serious and what I'm doing. Like, you know, most people be hustling to be seen. I ain't hustling to be seen. I'm hustling. So when my kids get here, I want them to be able to say that they can call me. I want my I don't care if my kid's 30 and say, Mama, I need $5,000. All right, baby. Yeah. All right, baby. You gonna say, here you go, baby. I want my kids to be that comfortable. I be wishing, like, when stuff got slow for me, probably like a couple months ago, like I said, I always thought smart with my money, so I save, but I don't like going to my savings account. You get what I'm saying? I was wishing and hoping, like, I can call home and be like, Mama, can you pay my rent this month? Yeah. Mm-hmm. She probably looking for me to pay her. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yes, I do the things that I do today to make sure in the future that my kids will be able to have the life that I desire to have, because I had what I needed and I had some of what I wanted. But life ain't, I don't want to say life hard when you in the hood, but life ain't hard, but it ain't easy neither. Like, but it's a balance of it both, because, you know, you get certain type of government assistance that's helping you coast through life. Yeah. We getting food stamps. We getting Section 8, you know? So, yeah, that's how that was growing up, too, though. Yeah. But
Okay, so what I'm trying to figure out right now is, just time, rest. So, is there anything right now that you're trying to figure out having to do with life, business, anything?
It's two things. The other day, I was I'm gonna speak on business first, then I'm gonna go to personal because I was finna go to personal then business, but the person is business wise. I'm trying to figure out how I can build a team. And what does that look like, building a team? Do I start with one? Do I start with two? But if you start how you do this or how you do that, that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Because I use, like, my mind is going 24/7. If I'm asleep, I'm popping up with an idea.
Yes.
So I want to be able to have somebody that can kind of help me in that area too, or kind of manage my social media. Something to take the stress off my back. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, how can I take all these different coats off my back? Cause it's a load. Yeah. So that's one thing that I'm trying to figure out with business wise. Then, my personal, I've been in the season of figuring out who stays and who goes. Like, honestly, and not on no type of time as nobody has been doing anything to me.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Ooh.
Nobody has been doing anything to me. But some people have to go.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a serious moment right now. Like, I was having this talk with God. And God, I always say that I want to fly on a private jet. But it's not that many seats on a private jet. So if you have too many people around you, who would you take and who would you leave? Yeah. And why would you take these people that you will take on this private jet, and why would you leave these people behind and say, see you later, I gotta go. Yeah. But they going with me and y'all not. So when I had to take a look and break that down, I'm like, if I leave this person, that means I don't really need you. Like, your time here is up. Yeah. We're not bringing value to each other. Like, we're not really talking about nothing. The conversation's really not about nothing. We just chit-chatting. Like, I can chit-chat and see you later. Like, I'll see you around, So, but I want people in my life now that if I can't find the words, you can find the words for me. Yeah. If I can't find a solution, you trying to help me find a solution. Yeah. If I'm going through a problem, you ain't talking about me, you praying for me. Yeah. Or if I'm going through a problem, you ain't telling me about your problem on top of what I'm telling you about my problem. Yeah. You trying to help me, and then I can help you tomorrow. Or I can help you later on in the day or after. You know how people just piggyback like, girl, I'm going through this. And I'm like, no, I call you because I need a solution right now. You telling me this, and I need you to help me. I need people that's going to help me. Yeah. I want to help you because I know the type of person I am. I am going to help you in any shape, form, or fashion. I need people who going to help me. Yeah. So if you cool, we still cool. But you can't go with me on this journey that I'm going on. So it's a chopping block season. I see you around. You see some people, you look like, oh, this is my childhood friend. Me and her used to be best friends second grade. They gotta go. And that's what I'm trying to figure out, who stays and who goes. I've been writing messages. I've been texting people, telling them you can't do it. Yeah. Yes. I'm at that season in my life. It's like, and I'm telling them, it's nothing that you did to me. I promise you, I love you the same. But this relationship, this friendship, it has ran its course. Man. And I don't want you to overthink it. I don't want you to feel as if I'm acting funny. I don't want you to feel like you did nothing to me. Because I'm telling you didn't do nothing to me. Yeah. But I got to be obedient to God. Because if I'm trying to get on this private jet, I got to understand. I feel bad if I got to leave you behind. Then you start to see, like, damn, why she left me? And I'm like, shit, you don't serve me in this way. I know these people on this plane finna be praying for me. Yeah. I know if this ride get a little shaky, they holding on to my hand and we praying for each other. Yeah. I don't need you to panic. That ain't why you here. I can't call you. Yeah. Cause you don't make the problem better. Yeah. or you're not making this situation better. Your mindset not like mine.
Your mindset is not like mine.
I'm calling you. You complain about a problem that's it probably be big to you, but it's not that big that the point you can't find a solution. Yeah. We can complain about it, but let's find a solution about it. I can't be around people that's constantly complaining. Or I can't be around people that every time I call you, you're going through something, but you're not trying to get through what you're going through. Ooh. Come on now. Like, let's get through this. So, and then this the thing, though. If I'm around you, I don't care what nobody say. Birds of a feather flock together. You can put it however you want to. You can say, I got a mind of my own. Or, no, just because she like this, you going to slowly but surely pick up on their habits. That's just like if a bad fruit is in a basket. If you don't take that fruit out, it's going to spoil everything around you. Versus before it just mold everything, you can take that fruit out and you don't have to worry about it. Yeah. If you don't have a drive, I can't be around you. If you don't know how to pick yourself up, I can't be around you. I don't want to pick up on these certain habits. I can't be around you, and I promise you, it ain't nothing because, everybody's path is different. Everybody's journey is different, but I need some steppers behind me. Yeah. And when I say steppers, I need you to know, like, no matter what I'm going through, even when I used to be crying, I used to be like, when I told you before, like when I was at Lowe's, and I didn't know that I'd be right here today, seeing in front of you being a full-time entrepreneur. I always said this is a stepping stone. You know how many people look at their current circumstances and be like, I don't know, I just hate this job. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm over here like, I hate this job, but I'm finna figure this out. Yeah. I can't be around people that don't know how to figure it out. I can't be around people that's constantly complaining. But always coming to me for a solution. Yeah. Because I'm going to help you. But what you here for if we ain't helping each other?
I 100%
for real.
I feel like rest is what's on the surface for me right now. But I have these problems still behind my head. And that's definitely one of them. I'm having a hard time trying to figure out, do I let you go? Or is it that we've been friends for so long that you're supposed to stay?
History don't mean nothing.
That one right there,
history don't mean nothing.
That like, was
what I'm
that
keeping
was
you.
Good.
I can put it like this. I can come into your life today and bring you way more value than the person that been in your life for 30, 20 years. And you like, dang, she helping me in these areas. I just met a girl, her name Jayla. I met her I had to go speak at an event in Arizona. She was on the panel. It's crazy because me and her already followed each other on Instagram. But she has a great platform, Me and her hit it off the very first time we seen each other. Yeah. I talked to her this morning on the way here. It wasn't no chit chat. It was like, okay, what you doing? Or she telling me like, I had just a certain incident where I had just my feelings was hurt by some. Yeah. And I'm like, I ain't fucking with them no more. But we were both wrong in the situation. Yeah. And I had to get in my Bible, and I haven't picked up my Bible in a minute. And when I had went in my Bible, it was speaking on forgiveness. And Peter asked God how many times should I forgive my brother or sister when they sin against me, up to 7. And he was like, up to 77 times. Yeah. And God laid it on my heart that I needed to forgive this person. So I'm on TikTok just sharing the message. I'm like, God put it on my heart to share this with you, because in forgiveness is so hard for us to do. She called me. She was like, sis, I'm proud of you. I seen your video on TikTok. I'm proud of you. What you was reading in the Bible, what we was talking about. Yeah. Those are the people I need around me. Yeah. You calling me, telling me you proud of me because I apologize to somebody. Instead of like gossiping about the situation, you get what I'm saying? You call me to tell me that you proud of me because of this. You need what is this person doing? What value is this person bringing you? And she has brought me different type of value than people that has been in my life over a course of time. So I don't want to chit chat with them no more when I know that I'm meeting people and God is putting. When God removes, He replaces. Yeah. So you got to make room. I can't give you I can't give you something and your plate is already full. It ain't no place to put it. Yeah. But if you remove this roll, I can give you a piece of that cornbread. You know. So I can replace it with something better. You know. So that's what I'm saying is I'm in a season where God is removing. Yeah. But He's not removing and not replacing. He's removing and replacing. So the things, if I'm on this private jet and it starts shaking, we holding hands and we praying. Not somebody looking at no, you panicking. I don't need you around me. You panicking. Yeah. I need you with me. I need you praying with me. Or while we on this private jet and we going to the Bahamas or we going to Costa Rica, we going wherever we going. We on here we talking. Yeah. When I get off this jet, we done poured into each other so much. I don't want to chit chat. Yeah. I want to pour into each other. Right. You tell me something. What we working on this shit? Or I just signed a deal. Or what you got going on? Girl, I just came off this retreat. I had to get my mental right. I was going through this. Or I just read this in the Bible. Girl, I got this good book I need to tell you about. Yeah. And let me tell you about this book. I feel you. I want those conversations really around me. Yes. Not the whole conversation being, don't get me wrong, we ain't serious 24/7. But I need to be leaving here with something. Like, man, for real. I need to be leaving here with something. What we talking about? Like, we on the phone just talking. Yeah. Then next thing you know, you down the line, you can tell all your business. Yeah. I ain't get on this phone call to tell my business. Yeah. But we don't have nothing else to talk about. Yeah. We just chit-chat. Yeah. No, I don't want to do this no more. Like, we not 19, 20, 21, 22. We getting up in age. This shit getting serious. For real. For real, but I feel you. This shit getting serious. Ain't no way. I'm finna be around here just cool. You cool. And you able to call my phone. Get your cool ass on. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to see you when I see you. So funny. We cool. And that's exactly what we need to be. We need to be cool. So when I see you, it's, girl, how you been? Yeah. Because 9 times out of 10, it's still the same shit, just a different day. Yeah. You know? So that's how I feel about that. Like, it's a chopping block. Everything's serious right now. Everything got to make sense around me. I'm trying to figure out. I want people around me that can shoot me like small ideas, or if they see me falling, they can pick me up. It just has to make sense. It has to, and I just don't want to be around nothing that's not making sense to me. Yeah. So I'm just very. My friend, she was telling me she was dying laughing. She was like, "Oh, you serious as fuck now? You cutting everybody off?" I'm like, "They gotta go. They gotta go. They gotta go." I don't know. You stay right here. Let me pray about you. Because you might finna get ready to go. But I'm going to see because I might be tripping. Yeah. But let me just see real quick because sometimes I'll be tripping. You can stay. You can stay. God said you can stay. you here for a reason. God said you can stay. Because sometimes I'll be tripping. Yeah. But if I'm not and God tell me you got to go. Because it was like the person that I just stopped talking to, I did not want to do that. I did not. It took everything in my mind to do that. But God was just like, it has ran its course. Yeah. And you don't have to, you know what I don't like about us humans sometimes? What? In order for us to stop talking to somebody, we got to end off on bad terms. It's harder to end something with somebody on good terms than to end something with somebody on bad terms. Yeah. You can know that, you know how you see somebody be like, I'm so motherfucking glad we got into it. I was waiting. I was tired of them anyway. But if you was so tired, why you just ain't been cut them off? Yeah. What we doing? So that's all I be saying. I'm to a point, I don't want to get to that point with you. Yeah. I just rather tell you. Yeah. And tell you at the end, I love you. Because I do. One thing about me, my love is endless. Even if I don't mess with you to this day, I still love you. Because I once loved you, and my love is not something that you can turn on and off. Even if this is a small part. I may not mess with you no more, but I still love you. Yeah. So, yeah.
That was good. That's definitely one of my problems back here right now. But okay, this was so good.
Yeah,
I love this so much.
It was.
This is my last question. If you could give one little piece of advice to any entrepreneur that's out here trying to figure it out, what would you tell them?
I tell them never stop dreaming.
Never stop dreaming.
Never stop dreaming. And understand that you can get through and overcome anything. You just gotta find a solution. Just never stop dreaming. Like, please. And another thing, this is the most important. Make God your business partner.
Yeah.
Once you make God your business partner, your partner in anything, God gonna make sure you have the proper tools equipped to get through anything that you need to, business wise, personal wise, anything. The best decision that I could have made was making God my business partner. When I be sending them emails, I be like, we. It's only me packing these orders. But when I say me, I'm talking about me and God. We over here, thank you. I appreciate you. Like, for real.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like that, dream big. Never stop dreaming. And just overcome anything that comes up against you. Never give up. Never give up. Because it's so easy to give up being an entrepreneur because you feel like it's hard. But the hardest thing for me is going to clock back in at somebody's job.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel as if, like, just never give up. Dream, overcome. Make God your business partner. I can go on and on with telling them stuff, but that's what it is. Yes.
That's good. And I think even for me, hearing make God your business partner, like, yes, I have a relationship with God and I talk to God, but thinking about it in that way, make God your business partner is, I feel like that's something that I needed to hear, to think about it that way instead of whatever way I was already thinking about
make God your business partner.
She said, me, we. It's
like
only
we.
Backing them up.
It's me. I'm up in here, God. I'm up in here slaving. And I'm over here, we. Thank you. Like, yeah.
That's so
And then
funny.
I have a boss that lives in my head. So, you call me Chanel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I used to go by Coco because it's Coco's collection.
Okay.
So, Coco is the boss. Chanel is the worker.
Yeah.
So, in my head, Coco be like, get your ass. I be like, okay. So, yeah, like, it's three of us on the job. It's me, it's Coco, and it's God. Yeah. So, it's just, those are my three, people on my team, but they invisible. Yeah. So, it's just, yeah.
That's good. Okay, well, I just want to thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. This was like a well-needed conversation that I didn't know that I needed to have, but it just flowed. Like, it was so hard for us to both get on one accord, but I feel like it happened at the perfect time from everything. I feel like everything worked out the way that it needed to work out. I'm just grateful to be able to have this opportunity to be on your platform, to speak to your audience, to speak to your people. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Let the people know how they can find you.
Instagram. Don't find me on Facebook. Not find me on Facebook. On Instagram, you can find me at CHANELDORE. Is CHANELDORE. My business page is The Coco's Collection, but you can find that in my bio on my personal page. My website is www.thecocoscollection.com. We only got you see the jewels. You see the. Y'all probably heard them on the mic. Good quality, long-lasting jewelry. But that's my website, and that's where you can. If you're looking for me, you know where to find me. I be on that Insta. I am not hiding, but that's where y'all can find me at, y'all.
All right, well, I will see y'all on the next podcast episode. Let me scratch that. I will see y'all on the next episode of Purified the Podcast. Thank you for watching. Please go follow my girl. Go support. Go place an order because the jewelry, it's popping. Bye, y'all.
See y'all later.